Hi everybody, this is Liz with 143 Handmade, and I'm here today to work on my Christmas journal. And this page has just been bugging me. This little page, it's super cute, but like, I don't know, it's just been bugging me. So I just want to work on this page today. And just scooch that stuff out of the way. What I've decided to do is to mount this onto this larger piece of cardboard. But before I do, because I don't want to just, bend this over because then I'll have a weird gap here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these little scraps and I'm going to trim them to form a pocket. Just wanted to round that out. I rounded it just a little too much, so I'm going to take back some of that curve. And I'm not worried about getting it exactly right, but I didn't want to leave a big gap there. There we go, and then I can just trim that after I get it cut. But I am going to go ahead and straighten out this curve a little bit as well. So I hope everybody's having, a good beginning of the year. Ours has been good so far. I wasn't able to get a Sewing Sunday video up yesterday because my oldest son and family were here. Sorry about that. My glue was a little out of reach. But yeah, my son and family were here, and so that was fun. And they had not been able to make it down since before Christmas, and so it was really good to see them. And there we go. Okay, and so that way, because see, I accidentally glued a little bit too far, so instead of cutting through that right now while it's all wet, and so I don't get glue all over my scissors, although there is already glue all over my scissors, but you know what I mean. To help minimize that, I'm going to go ahead and let that dry a minute while I work on the other edge. So let's see, that scrap's not thick enough. No. So I'm digging my box here. Here, there's a good piece to cut from. Yeah, I'll just cut right along this edge, I think. Well, yeah, I'll cut right along this edge. Or line, not edge. But yeah, it's got this preformed line, so I might as well take advantage of it. And get me a semi-straight edge. Just tear off that torn piece. I'm not worried about any of that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and trim off this bit here at the end that's really, really weak. Let me just set this on here. Yeah, that's going to be nice. It's going to fit nicely, and it will cover up this edge so that way stuff won't get, hung up weird in that pocket. So I'm going to just lay my glue on here this time so that way I don't get my glue, I don't over glue. Which, if you've watched my channel for any length of time, I am an over gluer. I love my glue. I would much rather, something be extra stuck than have it fall off later, right? Oh, bumped it. Get it all aligned and then go to flip it over and bump it. There we go. And then I think I'll add a piece this way up, with the red side up to cover up, just for the pocket area. There we go. Yep, look at that. Didn't wait long enough. Oh well. We want to just use this piece. I kind of like that, even though this cardboard is showing through. Or I could kind of mimic that. Let's see, what do I want to do? So, let's see. Sorry, these craft with me's, I'm not going to be quite as talkative, because I am, creating at the same time. So, I hope that you guys enjoy that type of video as well. I'm still figuring out what you know, what kind of videos to produce, you know, what kind of videos feel good, what feel, you know, what's comfortable, what's fun, what works, what actually gets views, you know, all of those things are elements that need to be considered, in my opinion. You know, because I don't want to do something that's not, you know, somewhat fun. You know, I mean, it doesn't have to be like, you know, crazy exciting every time, of course, but like, you know, somewhat enjoyable, you know. I don't, you know, the whole point of working for myself is that way I don't have to do a bunch of jobs that I don't like, right? So, you know, still trying to strike that balance, you know, between what I want and what feels good and what's profitable. And it's just, you know, it takes time. It takes time to hone in. And, you know, the best piece of advice that I've been given so far is that, you know, the only people that really fail at business are not the people that lose money, but they're the people that quit. You know, the people that quit and don't give themselves the chance to succeed. You know? And so I'm really trying to take that to heart and, you know, just not quit. Not everything's going to work. I'm going to make mistakes, you know, and make a fool of myself at sometimes, you know, and that's okay. Making mistakes is, I don't have any problem with making mistakes. I'd rather be making mistakes and getting somewhere, learning something, than not making any mistakes at all, right? So, thank you all for coming along with me on my journey that have joined me so far as I'm learning, and are being so patient and caring and supportive of me as I figure this out. You know, find my way. Yeah, I like that. That's going to add that nice pop of color there. And now that's nice and supported. And so I'm going to cut that off in a minute. I'm going to give that glue just a second to dry though. And see, now we put this on here and we glue this down, and I've got not just a pocket, but a pocket with some depth to it. You know, I mean, this is a whole thickness, you know, whole cardboard thickness that can slip in and out of there. So, yeah, I like that. And here we go. I'm just going to glue the whole thing down now. And as always, I'm probably using way too much glue, but you know, this is a shiny surface and I forgot to score it. I didn't take the time to score it. Sometimes when I'm gluing on something that's really shiny that I'm not sure the glue is going to be able to adhere real well to, what I do is I just take my knife and break the surface a little bit, rough it up, or take a little sandpaper to it or something like that, you know, just to break that glossy surface a bit. This is another trick when you're not sure if something's going to adhere real well. Let your glue, if you're working with Fabri-Tac or most like silicone, the white clear glues, most of them, when you spread them out like that and you kind of let them get a little tacky and then you set it down, they actually adhere a lot better to the glossy surface. You don't want to wait too long, you know, because if you wait too long then it's just dry, you know, and that's not what you're looking for. But there's a certain tacky point, and the only suggestion I have on figuring that out is just experiment, you know, really, because your humidity is going to affect that so much that I can't give you a, you know, do this. Oh wait, no, pull this up, pull it up. I want to put something cute back there first. Whew. I wanted to cover this before I glued that on. So I have this handful of these scrapbook papers that I got at a secondhand store. So these aren't technically, you know, part of our Christmas leftovers, but usually I save all of our like wrapping paper, you know, for a minute. But our pets had a heyday this year, and they're really the wrapping paper was you know, it's kind of gross. You know, not in like a big bad way, but like not, and I didn't want to use it in my journal anymore kind of way. So, you know, my doggy slobbered all over it, and Kitty shredded it, and whatnot. So instead of using wrapping paper, I'm going to go ahead and use this little bit of scrapbooking paper that I already had. And, you know, I don't really want to cover up all of that. That red and white stripe. So let's see. I think if I just do a strip like so, that will look cute. There we go. But yeah, normally when I do something like this on my after Christmas craft that I do, because I like to do some after Christmas craft that uses up as much of our, you know, scrap as I can. And, you know, I'm not always successful, of course, but I do like to do something. Oh, about my timer, so it let me know it's on. It's not counting down or anything. It just, when you move it, if it's in the on position, it's saying, yep, I'm ready, I'm on. You can turn me on. You can set the timer anytime you want. I love that little cube timer. It has helped me so much. I learned about it from Karen Brown of Just Get It Done Quilts. That's what it is. And it's one of her time management tools. And it works great for me. Because see, one side has 30 minutes, 20 minutes, 15 minutes, and an hour. See that? So 15, 20, 30, and 60. So, and all you do is you put that side up. So now the timer is set for 30 minutes. You know, you don't have to take the time to, you know, fiddle with your phone and turn on a timer or anything like that. It's just knock over the cube, you've got your timer set. Because I can get a little hyper focused sometimes and end up not really paying attention to how much time has elapsed, you know, and that can be problematic. So I use that to help me keep on track when I'm going to be doing something that I know I can end up doing too much of for too long. So I don't use it while I'm recording videos though, because not everybody likes timer sounds. And I don't like to time my videos like that. I like to just let it, you know, let it be. Whatever happens, happens kind of thing. Although I am going to be starting a new series of, not shorts, but shorter videos on Wednesdays called What Is It Wednesday? And it's just where I talk about the different crafting terms, and if I come across a funny word, like I'm going to have a funny word in every What Is It Wednesday. And it's probably not going to have anything to do with crafting, you know, because there's just so many fun words out there, right? Just so many fun words. And I just want to explore and the fun words, and also the crafting terms, you know, because I have noticed that, like, when I was first, okay, my mom and my grandma taught me the basics of sewing when I was a little kid. Okay, but then I didn't sew for years and years and years, right? And then when it wasn't until after my husband's grandmother passed away and we had all these clothes, you know, and we donated a huge chunk of them, which she would have been so happy about. But, you know, some of them were damaged, some of them were just too sentimental, you know, things like that. And so I ended up making some teddy bears out of some of her clothes, and I wanted to make a memory quilt for my mother-in-law. And so I started watching a bunch of videos, and, you know, and I found really quickly, actually, that a lot of the big channels that you see doing, you know, videos for, you know, how-to videos, they'll have some great beginner videos, and then they progress to this point very quickly where they are no longer talking to the beginner. You know, they lose you with the terms that they haven't taken the time to explain. And so that was my idea behind What Is It Wednesday, you know, so that way I can just go back and just talk about terms, you know, talk about the words that we use in crafting, like acetate. You know, for the longest time I would have just called this plastic, you know, but so many of the crafters that I watch are in the UK, you know, in Europe, and I don't even know what the proper term is, but overseas from where I'm at, not here in the US, let's put it that way, and they call it acetate, and you know, so I've kind of gotten into the habit of saying that because that's what I hear more than plastic, you know, and so it's just one of those little things. And so, but I had no idea what acetate was when I first started watching these channels. They would talk about acetate, and I thought they were talking about that plastic, but I wasn't sure. And so, you know, that was just one of my little vocabulary journey things. So, okay, so yes, I am so much happier with that page now. That page looks so much better. Okay, and I know I had that other little snowman envelope thing that I was thinking about framing up in the window there, but I just could not figure out how to make that happen, and I was just getting so frustrated that it just doesn't really seem worth it now, you know. And now that I've glued that down, there's just no way. So we're just gonna let that one go, and that's just, you know, I'm gonna have some, I'll have a snowman sticker or something to help finish that out, give a little focal point, you know. Or maybe just the tags tucked into this pocket will be the focal point. You know, I don't know. I'll figure out a focal point on another day. But I am happy with that page now. Stand it all up, get it all aligned. So that's what it looks like. What it will look like. Yeah, there we go. And then I still have, you know, have all these other little bits that I can, you know, add in. Even if this just gets paper clipped onto a page, you know, I can still add it in, and it'll be great. So thank you so much for joining me for this next installment of this journal, and this is just going to happen sporadically as I do it. I don't have a fixed schedule for this one, but I am starting Wednesdays, and then my sewing Sundays is my wonky improv Christmas quilt. And then I have some quilt blocks quilt block of the month clubs that I'm doing, and those will come out kind of sporadically with the, you know, when the host person after they put theirs out. And let's see, I'm working on creating some digitals, so after I get some of my digitals going, after I have, you know, that platform all set up and everything, which I hope to do by the end of February, excuse me, I'm hoping to once a week feature my own digitals and share what's being released that week and that sort of stuff too, like a store update kind of a thing. So that's some of the plans that I have going on, and thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate every single minute we spend together. Thank you.